Liebe Freunde, willkommen zurück zu Skinwalker mit dem zweiten von anscheinend 3 oder 4 Endings, je nachdem, weil wir haben ja bisher 2 Entscheidungen gesehen, die wir treffen können. Und wir sind quasi jetzt direkt vor der ersten Entscheidung, die wir treffen können. Natürlich werden wir Celeste aufhelfen, wie wir das vorher schon gemacht haben. Und dann mal gucken, was passiert, wenn wir dann eben letzten Endes rausgehen, natürlich. Aber erstmal haben wir ja jetzt die Entscheidung vor uns. Übrigens, wer eben die ganze Story nochmal sehen möchte, schaut einfach mal ins erste Video rein zu Skinwalker. Da habe ich das quasi alles vorgelesen, so wie es gehört. Aber momentan kennen wir das ja schon. Jawohl, wir werfen hier auf. Und dann würde ich sagen, mache ich hier einen kleinen Cut. Und dann sehen wir uns gleich wieder. Sochen, da wären wir. Und dann schauen wir mal, was jetzt hier gleich kommt. So, let me in, God, let me in there. I immediately pulled my knife and placed it at the Celeste laying in the bed. Her eyes grew wide with shock and alarm, but they could have been faked. What are you doing? No, I'm the real one, the one out there, that's the imposter. I was kind of in a trance, unsure what to do and staring down at her. Maybe I would have stabbed her if the voice at the door hadn't changed into some low, deep, guttural voice. Then it became high-pitched, like a little girl's. I pulled my knife away. Also von der Tür, okay. I snapped out of the trance. Now the nausea was returning. I got the door and opened it. Got to the door and opened it. There was nothing there but a trail of black liquid. Suddenly, I got this feeling that it might not be the best idea to go outside. Go outside! The thing was nowhere to be seen. Just as I was turning around, I took a look at the roof. There it was. It was close to a corner, about to turn. It looked like an albino male with really long limbs. He had fingers instead of toes, and all 20 of them were elongated. He was facing away from me. Suddenly, the head swiveled 180 degrees and stared at me. I started choking up as if I suffocated. It was hard to breathe. The thing opened its mouth slowly and deliberately. I thought it was going to devour me when its tongue snaked out. On the tip of the tongue was my face, like a tumor. Eyes closed, lips upturned into some psycho smile. There is a legend somewhere that when you see a doppelganger, you die. I thought of that legend, but then the creature rounded a corner and it was gone. I lost it and followed, vision hazy. My heartbeat suddenly seemed ear-splitting to me. I was stumbling because my legs seemed unable to coordinate. Suddenly, I stumbled forward and toppled down. Once I lay there, face down in the grass, my body just seemed to shut down. I couldn't move, I couldn't even turn my head. There was something dripping on my back. My eyelids seemed heavy and started closing of their own accords. I saw white feet with long fingers for toes step into view. When my eyes opened, Celeste was shaking me. She was on the brink of tears and her voice was cracking. Get up! Get up! That bastard was in your skin! My head hurt. I was about to ask her what happened when she started pulling me backwards toward the door. We toppled out and stumbled towards Darren's car, which was parked in a different location from what I remembered. I was glad to be alive. The mist had stopped completely. Celeste was downright crying now. She pushed me into the car in the back seat. That's when I noticed I was wearing different clothes from when I lost consciousness. Michael was there, huddled up and face buried in his knees. Some clothes stained with blood were beside him. They were mine. Darren immediately stepped on the pedal, but nothing happened. He swore and did it again. I noticed that Celeste was armed with a shotgun from the cabin. Das kam ja auch vom Bad Ending. I asked what was going on. The thing joined us. He looked like you. We got out of the house and found the car. We were halfway down the road, then Michael started screaming. I looked at Michael, he had a glazed over look in his eyes. The thing burst out of your clothes and jumped out of the car. Michael had the shotgun. He was firing out the window. We saw the thing run all the way back to the house at the frigging speed of light. It was in my skin? Yeah. I looked down at myself. I wondered if I had been possessed or if worse, the thing had cut off my skin and wore it as a coat. I shuddered at the thought of something crawling around my skin. I asked Michael if he was alright. The thing talked to me. I asked about what. He didn't respond. I realized he was sobbing. The car jolted into motion. Darren fist pumped as the car started accelerating. Boom! I turned back towards the cabin and saw albino thing standing on the roof of the house watching us. I shuddered and turned back. Celeste screamed. The thing was in front of the car on the windshield. It opened its mouth and my tongue face slithered out. Celeste fired the shotgun. Whoa. Ganz ruhig. The glass shattered and it was thrown backwards. Darren shrieked and I saw blood coming from his face. Something pierced my face and I realized it was glass. The car skidded to a stop. The car doors opened without any discernible reason and fell out. The thing lay directly across from me, eyes closed as if it was sleeping. I wish I could close my eyes. Its mouth hung open and I saw myself again emerging. Ziemlich merkwürdig. I didn't move or say anything because I couldn't. My face looked at me and started to talk. I love you, I love you, I love you, I want to be you. It repeated over and over again. It was coming close to me. I wondered if it was going to bite me to death. The thing's eyes shut open and I realized it was going to kiss... What? I managed to regain some control and instinctively twisted back from it. I guess that was what saved me. Ah, diese Shotgun. Kann man da nicht mal eine Warnung einbringen? There was a sound like an explosion and blood spouted from the thing. Celeste was standing over it. Her face and body were bleeding and she had this spaced out psychopathic look in her. Ah, jetzt ist sie wahrscheinlich der nächste Serial Killer hier. She had just fired the shotgun. My face looked directly at me. I am you, it whispered. She fired again and I saw my own face begin rotting to nothing more than a skeleton in front of me. The things had flowered open. That's the best word I can find to describe it. Its head kind of split and split again, peeling away. I saw faces, lots of them, all on the inside of its head. I think I saw Celeste and Michael's faces. They were whispering something unintelligibly. The fuck? In the center, where the brain should be, there was a single red cat-like eye that was rotating in its socket. It was producing the mechanical droning sound. Celeste fired one last time. The thing sort of withered away, becoming wrinkled and smaller and rotten until it just disappeared. Celeste dropped the shotgun. I started twitching and spasming as control of my body returned to me. Eventually I stood up. We got into the car silently. Darren was bleeding too, but no one said anything. We drove back to the city in silence. Silent city. We explained away the damaged car as being attacked by some crazy thieves. We had ourselves patched up. Michael was still in a shock-like state. I hear he was like that for a while. When I asked him what he thought of the incident later, he denied it ever happened, with compelling conviction. His eyes looked dead and he had lost weight. Kein Wunder. I don't know if he forced himself not to remember or if he genuinely knows nothing of it. I know what I saw, but I can't remember the exact place. It has been 2 months now. We still refrain from talking about it. If you were expecting some huge twist or something, you'd be disappointed. I still don't know what we met out there. I don't want to know, actually. I still have nightmares about my own face shouting, I am you. One thing I do know, though. I am never going camping, ever again. Okay, das war dann das normale Ende, so wie es aussieht. Ich dachte jetzt irgendwie schon... Ja, wobei... Wir haben alle Gesichter gesehen in dem Mund von dem Vieh. Also unseres und das von den anderen dreien. Aber da Celeste ja auf ihn gefeuert hat, weil ich dachte dann irgendwie, okay, wenn jetzt Celeste da drauf schießt, dann killt es ja quasi alle. Und weil wir ja alle Gesichter da gesehen haben. Aber das würde ja keinen Sinn machen, weil Celeste ist ja diejenige, die schießt. Deswegen dachte ich jetzt, dass da nochmal irgendwie so ein Spin kommt tatsächlich am Ende. Aber anscheinend nicht. Aber ich muss sagen, okay, das Ende war anscheinend das neutrale Ende. Das waren jetzt 9 Minuten. Ich würde sagen, da hänge ich einfach noch direkt den Rest dran, denn es gibt ja noch eine Entscheidung, die wir noch nicht getroffen haben. Und das ist eben die, dass wir Celeste nicht aufhelfen und mal schauen, was dann dabei rauskommt. Das heißt, ich werde nochmal bis zu dem Punkt zocken und dann sehen wir uns quasi jetzt direkt wieder. So, da sind wir auch schon wieder bei der Entscheidung Help Celeste, whatever, up? No. She shook her head and got to her feet. The ground was getting muddy. It was getting even mistier. If not for the flashlight, I wouldn't have any idea who she was. Vielleicht ist es genau dieselbe und ich muss das gar nicht mehr ausspielen, aber mal schauen. I recognized that tree. We are getting to the cabin. Ja, das kommt mir noch bekannt vor. Again, I had the feeling that something was watching me. My gut was screaming at me that something somewhere was wrong. I realized the sound from earlier was back, softer but still present. I started looking around, panicking. Did a head count, or more accurately, silhouette count. Me, Celeste walking beside me, Darren in the lead, Michael to the left. Who the heck was the guy besides Michael? I quickened my pace. I thought about shouting out, but was worried. If I did, maybe the thing would turn around and jump Michael or something. I didn't know what to do. I ran my fingers along a knife I brought from camp. Then the cabin appeared out of nowhere. The mist was starting to disintegrate around us. It was easier to make out who everyone was now. I looked at the thing next to Michael. She looked just like Celeste. The thing next to me leaned. Next to me leaned in front of me. It wasn't Celeste. Gut, diesmal war ich gewappnet. I should have ran or screamed, but my body was clenching up for no reason. Okay, das ist anders. The thing turned and walked into the mist. Das wiederum nicht. I caught up with the others as they entered the cabin, practically in tears. They couldn't find the car and were arguing about where we put it. I told them what I saw. Obviously, they didn't believe me. Still, everyone hurried inside and locked the door. Okay. Ein bisschen anders auf jeden Fall schon. He followed us here. He really wants something from us. What the hell does he want with us? Someone get the shotgun. What? Get the shotgun. Shit. Ach, das? Was? Okay. Shoot! He will kill us. Shoot him. What? Shoot! Shoot now! Durch die Tür oder was? Nobody said a word for what felt like an hour. Finally, Michael slowly walked towards the door and opened it. What they saw sent them all into shock. It was Joe. Super bad ending. The Joe inside the cabin started laughing. Silently at first, then louder and louder until everyone had to cover their ears. That was when everyone realized they had made a mistake. The Joe outside the door was the real Joe. Super bad ending, ja. Bad End. Okay, damit hätten wir alle Endings quasi abgesiegelt. Moment, Celeste ist gestolpert und wir haben ihr nicht aufgeholfen. Das heißt, er hat dann mit uns den Platz getauscht. Praktisch. Glaube ich zumindest. Es würde aber auch Sinn machen, dass wir danach eben nichts mehr kontrollieren konnten. Es war ja quasi jetzt nur noch wirklich Text am Ende dann, nach der Entscheidung. Hat auf jeden Fall Sinn gemacht. Aber okay, das war Skinwalker. Wie wir gesehen haben, 3 verschiedene Enden gibt's. 2 Bad Endings und ein Good Ending, das allerdings auch nicht so gut ist, letzten Endes. Aber ja, ich muss sagen, ich bin auf jeden Fall überrascht. Der Grund, habe ich glaube ich schon erwähnt, warum ich eben keine RPG-Maker-Horror-Games bisher gezockt habe. Wie gesagt, ich habe die von Markiplier gesehen, aber ich habe immer so gedacht, naja, es ist nicht so mein Stil. Und generell, finde ich, sind die auch nicht ganz so scary oder creepy oder gruselig eben, wie jetzt die Games, die ich vorher gezeigt habe, also diese 3D-Games eben, also die wie Slender, Groundskeeper und wie sie nicht alle heißen. Allerdings muss ich sagen, hier, also Text-heavy definitiv, aber das macht auch Spaß, weil, wie gesagt, dieses Bad Ending, das allererste, was wir eben bekommen haben, das hätte ich in dem Fall so nicht erwartet. Das ist wirklich so, bei diesen Free-Indie-Horror-Games ist es so, dass es auf jeden Fall größtenteils auf Atmosphäre ausgelegt ist, weil anders geht's ja auch nicht. Das heißt, Soundkulisse war hier auf jeden Fall großartig, die Atmosphäre war da. Und auch dieser What-Moment quasi im ersten Bad Ending, der war schon ziemlich gut und wie gesagt, das ist ja quasi dieses Gerüst, mehr oder weniger, auf dem ja die Free-Indie-Horror-Games, die auf RPG-Maker basieren, ausgelegt sind. Und da machen sie auf jeden Fall schon ganze Arbeit, muss ich sagen. Das hat mir sehr gut gefallen. Und falls ihr übrigens auch noch so One-Off-Games eben kennt, also es gibt ja Witch's House und so weiter, die eben auch schon von Markiplier gespielt wurden, dann würde ich mich in dem Fall nicht rantrauen, weil viele sind ja auch so Puzzles ausgelegt und da bin ich extrem schlecht drin. Deswegen, falls ihr eben noch so One-Offs wie eben Skinwalker kennt, die man quasi so in 1, 2 Videos abhandeln kann, dann schreibt die mir gerne in die Kommentare rein, dann werde ich mich dem definitiv annehmen, denn Skinwalker hat mich auf jeden Fall schon mal überzeugt. Und wie gesagt, wenn es eben noch mehr davon gibt, würde ich die auf jeden Fall gerne zocken, die ungefähr qualitativ ungefähr so auf dem Level wie das hier sind. Das ist jetzt nichts Großartiges gewesen, aber auch nichts Schlechtes. Das war so, ich würde sagen, Mittelmaß bis gut. Das war schon nicht schlecht. Also mir hat es auf jeden Fall Spaß gemacht. Rating war 3 von 5 übrigens auf der RPG Maker Seite, die ja übrigens auch in der Beschreibung ist, wo ihr eben euch das Game runterladen könnt und selbst zocken könnt. Und ja, wie gesagt, das war's mit Skinwalker. Ich hoffe, das Game hat euch gefallen. Mir definitiv. Bin positiv überrascht. Und ja, dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Let's Play Free Indie Horror Games oder was auch immer ihr sehen wollt, was mich beinhaltet. Logischerweise wieder, liebe Freunde.